mean, look. And y'all notice I don't do any. I haven't really done any film breakdown on the offense. And people may say, "Why not? Why should I?" This is Dak. This is healthy Dak. I don't need to do analysis on Dak Prescott and give our haters any more ammunition on that. They gonna have to figure out Goat Dak and try to figure that out like they always have to try to figure it out. But what they're not gonna figure out is how Goat Dak and Shotty is gonna do this in the playoffs this year. But yeah, you're right. We got to get there. We got to get there. Look, the Dallas Cowboys defense. Should we be concerned about the run defense? I know y'all saw it. They were giving up a lot of big plays. I broke it down. The Cowboys defense gave up 5 runs of 10 or more yards. There was like one scramble by this is not including like the one scramble by the quarterback. They had one like 9-yard run or something like that, but this is the big plays. Out of those 5 plays, 4 were the first play of the drive. So this is 1st and 10, a down where you would expect actually a run to be to the offense to call a run play. 4 of those were on 1st down. There was one on the very first drive that was actually a 3rd and 1. So let's just break this down because we had a lot of new players, right? And I don't want to sit up here and jump to conclusions and sit up here and say, oh, Shamar James had led the team in tackles. Yay. No, because I wasn't doing that with Jack Sanborn. All right. I wasn't looking at stats and saying, hey, this is why he's good or this is why he's bad. I was looking at the plays. So we're going to be fair and do the same thing. Look at Maurice Leofow. Let's look at these linebackers. Let's look at this D line even and see what happened, at least during these 5 big run plays. This was the 3rd and 1 on the first drive. And I believe it broke for like 20 something yards or something like that. It broke for 22 yards. 3rd and 1, 22 yards. You can see the Cowboys have 4 down linemen here. So you see that. We have all the gaps filled. This is what football is. A lot of this is about gaps. So everybody has a gap. Diggs has outside. You have number 6 here. Donovan has this gap here. You have 59 who's going to kind of fill, probably likely here. But you also have to read the D line because sometimes they run stunts. Okay. Right now, you can see Osa is off balance here. All right. So we can't have that. We just can't have it. He's off balance, meaning he can't make a play like that. And he gets kind of pushed wide. This is a good play here by Solomon to get his hands. Oh, it looks like he got held. So did Solomon Thomas get held here? It looks like he's getting pulled down. That's what it looks like. Jadeveon Clowney is too high. He gets moved. So Jadeveon Clowney is supposed to be able to defeat this block and go upfield. As soon as he starts getting knocked 3 yards, and this looks like a double team because this guy's going to come and hit him, he can't get washed this far inside. Murray has to be able to make that play. Let's just call it what it is. Murray has to make this play. This play should not go more than 2 yards. So Murray has to be more physical. He reads it, but instead of being physical at the point of attack, watch how soft he gets. He hesitates. That's not, he's supposed to be here. And then he doesn't make the tackle here. You got to make that play. All right. Also, Donovan Wilson, you have to make that play. Trayvon Diggs, you can't be soft. So it's like, okay, what are we trying to figure out here, Donovan? Why are we looking at this? Okay, was this just the team whooping our ass? Was this a scheme thing? I think this was a little bit like we're just soft. You know, Donovan Wilson gets knocked at the point of attack. Let's watch him. That's soft. And he kind of hesitated because so what I this is I don't know which gap I have because why is he trying to leap out here when Diggs is already out there? Communication, right? So he's already starting off bad. And then you have two guys here who should be able to make this play, and a third one here. There's no reason other than playing too soft that this should be a 3 or 4 yard game. And then we have Wanye, who's the other safety, who's able to save it from a bigger yard. So this was the 3rd and 1. You can't have that. Of course you can't have that. Let's go to the next. This is the next play. This is 1st and 10. So this is now we're going to get into the 4 plays that were 10 or more yards as far as run plays. This was 1st and 10 for 16 yards. First thing I notice is let's just make sure everybody's aligned, right? So we have 2 linebackers in at 1st and 10. 2 linebackers in at 1st and 10. They must have a spread out or something like that. But we have a tight end out here, and we have another guy. So just based on leverage, they have 3, 6, 7 guys versus our 7. Looks good based on just that numbers wise. All right. Good jump here off the ball. We can see that Kenny Clark is doing his job. He's playing in the backfield. We got Donovan Ezeraku. He's filling his gap. Mozzie is getting blocked 1-on-1, so I need to see him do something with that block. And then we have 1-on-1 here backside. Now, what you want to see is this guy is coming towards you. You want to see your linebackers starting to work up. You don't want them to be hesitating. You want to, these guys got to start working up. And let's just see how slow it is. So see how they're still waiting. When you watch Fred Warner and you watch San Francisco, Fred Warner reads it and he's attacking right away. So look how quick, look how easy it is for this guy to get up on the linebacker. And then Sanborn, he's reading, but he's reacting slow as well. So he doesn't know where the ball is. He doesn't know where the ball is. So I think better linebacker play, because what happens is Kenneth Murray reads this now and then boom, is attacking it here. What happens then? Then that means he doesn't have all this room right here. And then then Sanborn is he just doesn't read it very well. So this was the second play. 10 or more yards on the run play. And this was that first down. This was another first down right here. You just want to see what happened. We saw that we went 2 plays already. There were 5 plays. Here's the 3rd play. And again, this is 1st and 10. The Cowboys should be expecting a run. We have new linebackers out there, right? We can't just say put Leofow in, all that. Leofow's in right now. I'm pretty sure Shamar James is in there right now as well. Okay, we got somebody running a stunt here. This looks like Kenny Clark. So far, Kenny Clark he always gets off the ball. I think that's Kenny Clark. Linebackers, where are they at? So what happens, DN? What is he supposed to do here? His guy blocks down. Usually when his guy blocks down, you're supposed to come inside. Let's see what he does. So he kind of slow plays it. Let's see what Shamar James doing. He has to go. Whoever this is has to go. I think this is Shamar James. Too soft. That is Shamar James. So again, you have to read that and you have to hit it. You have to read that and you have to hit it because that's his gap. All right? So that's one thing. Let's see what we're getting right here from this defensive tackle. How stout is he staying? I think he was the one who actually blew it up and opened up this gap. So you have to hit that. What are we getting backside? Too much movement. That's Mozzie Smith right there, y'all. See, these big plays don't just happen because of one guy. It happens because of multiple things. That's why it takes 11 guys. Look at Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith is supposed to be here. So as soon as this guy, he can't lose his gap like that. Look how far away he is. He's supposed to be here. Now you allow your linebacker to be able to run a little bit freer. And Kenneth Murray didn't play that very well either. Okay. Look, I get it. It's one-on-one with the lineman, but you can't just get moved out the way and be soft, right? Like you just have to be a little bit more physical. I don't know what else we can expect from you, but damn, you can't just move out the way. That's all I'm saying. So all around, other than I believe that was Kenny Clark, he was the only one who played pretty decent. This is number 4. Play number 4, 1st and 10. They have 2 tight ends out here. So they got 3, 6, 7, 8 blockers against 6 with a DB. I think this is not necessarily, I think we're alignment wise, they got us beat. They're probably going to get some yards. I mean, just look at it. You can get blocked here. You can get this guy on a linebacker. You can kind of seal off here, get to a linebacker. You can seal off here. You got you got a fullback coming in as well. I can tell that this is going to be a positive run play just based on how they're aligned. Okay, good. Kenny Clark is taking on this double team very well. You have linebackers flowing. That's great. He has to go. Let's see what gap he is. Okay, maybe Osa is running a stunt here. I really think Shamar James is supposed to be here. You also got Kenny Clark. Oh, he got to be a little bit more stout too. He got to be a little bit more stout too, but you got to have Shamar James be able to flow better. Shamar James has to beat that block. All right. Kenny Clark can play this double team better, but he played it well enough for Shamar James has to beat it because this is what Kenneth Murray is supposed to do. You would love for Kenneth Murray to be able to take this on without just throwing his shoulder in there and be able to like make contact here, but also be able to make a play. But this is kind of how they coach it. But Shamar James has to be there. He's too slow. He's too slow. I believe Shamar James can play this a little bit faster. And he gets a little bit held. I feel like this is the second time they've been holding, and there was no call there, but that looks like a hold. I think Shamar James was held on that, but the play was kind of already past him. The ref is not going to call that. All right, we got 1 tight end. You can tell that the linebackers are heavily over here for whatever reason. Is this how you're supposed to line up for this? I don't know. I, I guess. It just seems a little light on this side, right? We have 6 people against 6. I just feel like I want an extra guy. All right, this can't happen. This is by design. This is by design. Notice they're not going to block. I believe this is Solomon Thomas. And they do that so they can get their linemen on our linebackers. And it worked beautifully. I believe that was Solomon Thomas, and that's film study. Because what do you see Solomon Thomas do every time he's on the field? He's flying off that ball, and he is low, low, low. He knows he has to get low because if this is a double team, he knows he's light in the butt, and he has to get low. So this is great film study to just say, oh, let's get him get him off balance because the ball is going to go by him. Now we have Mozzie over here. His guy's pulling, so he has to come here and see how he does it. He kind of gets upfield. He gets upfield, so he doesn't squeeze very well. Now, if Mozzie was athletic, Aaron Donald makes this play. I get it. This is in slow motion, but he's kind of beat him. Look at this guy's hips. His hips are facing the line of scrimmage. Mozzie is turning the corner. If Mozzie had Aaron Donald quickness, and I know that's not fair, but if Mozzie was just a little quicker, he could make this play. He could dive and do something, but it leaves a big hole. You got blockers here. It just was never going to happen. So what the Cowboys were doing was we were playing 2 high safeties. We were playing 2 high safeties, and the Jets took advantage of that 5 times. There were 5 runs of over 10 yards, and they took advantage of it. The Cowboys bent, but obviously they didn't break a whole lot. You had guys in there like Maris Leofau making plays. You had guys in there, Shamar James did play decent, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we got to get these guys reps. All right. So now we got Shamar James going to be playing more. We got Leofau going to be playing more. We know they are at least physical. Now we just got to get them some reps so they can feel good and be confident in what they're doing. Because a lot of this is just about speed. And sorry, we got to look at Jack Sanborn miss another tackle, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe the old injury got. Never mind. Let me not say that. There's a funny meme going on about when the announcer said that Jack Sanborn was out, and what everybody's faces were. It was just, it's like you don't wish nothing on nobody, but it was like, dang, blame the coaches, man. Blame the coaches. The Cowboys got the best fan base. We watch film and we are critical when we need to be critical. The Cowboys are our fans are the best. That's why we don't comment on the haters talking about some we're delusional and all that. They keep throwing out that delusional word like that really applies to us. We're not fucking delusional. We hold our team to a standard. Like we understand. We're not happy about the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's good because you know what I'm saying the stuff that we're saying is happening. The things we're saying is happening. We said James Houston was one of our best pass rushers week 1 of training camp, and he had only been signed to the team for a week, and we had film on him. I posted it, but a lot of people posted different film. James Houston was flashing. Why put him in the game more? We started putting him in the game more. You saw what happened, all right? So it's Flanoy. Flanoy was playing good. He was getting open. His quarterback just wasn't hitting him. The quarterback that didn't make the team, he just wasn't hitting him. So it was some things that we were saying. We were like, hey, these are the things. And I don't know if y'all noticed, I'm gonna have to do some film study on the D line again because and I said this, I probably said this more in comments than anything, but I said if we're gonna sit anybody, I was like sit Sam Williams or put him at 3 technique. So I was big on Sam Williams playing 3 technique in passing situations. I don't really want to see Sam Williams and rundowns, to be honest with you. I think we could find better. But I also said Dante Fowler is not the guy you sit. And the reason is Dante Fowler is the veteran. He probably just didn't have a good offseason. Dante Fowler is one of them guys once he picks it up, which is you want him to pick it up towards midseason, towards the end of the season, because he's a veteran. Once he gets it going, Dante Fowler is a guy that can still run off 10 sacks in the last 10 weeks. He's a guy that can get you multiple pressures because he's done it. And you started to see that confidence coming up in that last game. Now, Donovan Ezuraku is the guy that's going to start stepping it up as well. We expect him to get better, so we're good there. I still want to see more from Osa. I want Osa to be better than Kenny Clark, if that makes sense, right? Because Osa should be better than Kenny Clark. He's younger. So I want Osa to be better than Kenny Clark. Right now, I still feel like Kenny Clark is better than Osa. I don't know if I'm wrong on that, but from what I see, I still feel like Kenny Clark is better than Osa. I feel like Kenny Clark is more stout most times. He stays on his feet more times. I still feel like he's better than Osa, and I don't want it to be. I want it to be clear that we have 2 dogs in the middle, but I want it to be clear that one of them is the better one, and it needs to be Osa because that tells me that Osa has stepped into top 5, and right now Osa is more like I don't know, top 12, 13, 14. And I want Osa to just maximize that potential. You know, honestly, y'all, when it comes to our linebackers, I don't think we have that guy on the team outside of Overshown. So we're going to have to just deal with what we're going to have to deal with. There's no moves to make on the linebackers. I don't think there's going to be any moves that we can make on the linebackers. I think we're going to draft that guy to go with Overshown. We're going to pray that Overshown can get healthy this year. But I think that's the only thing we can hope for. I think Shamar James is better than Sandburn. I think those guys and all that. But Kenneth Murray can be an issue sometimes too. So I think we're gonna have to play it by committee when it comes to them. But overall, the Cowboys play good, man. The Cowboys play good. I just wanted to get on here and break down those run plays. I may get on here later and break down some pass a little bit later, but appreciate y'all joining.